What's up there, fuzza wuzza ding dongs? Angry Eyelid Lurks here, and today we're going to talk about 10 things that clients do to piss off furry artists and vice versa. Alright, by furry artists I mean anybody who is selling art related to the fandom. It could be fursuits, it could be digital art, it could be physical art, it could be sculptures, it could be anything. Alright, in no particular order, here are 10 things that you as a client can do to guarantee to piss off furry artists, and 10 things that you as a furry artist can do to guarantee to piss off furry clients. Number 1, as the client, overbidding on auctions and not being able to pay. This puts the artist in an incredibly awkward situation. Do they give the auction win to this person who came in second? Do they start the auction over again? Don't do this. Know your budget and stick with it. Okay, related to auctions, on the artist side, doing nothing but auctions, having no other means to get a commission other than winning an auction. This rewards the suspiciously wealthy furries with enough money to just keep throwing it at you until they win the auction. The little guy never gets to get a commission from you. It's kinda not fair. I get it, auctions are great, they're a good way to add to your income, they might be easier, they might even bring higher prices than your regular commissions. But split it up, do regular commissions too, so everybody has an equal chance. Number 2, from the client side, asking for free or discounted art. This is so rude. Don't do it. It puts the artist in an awkward situation of having to decline you and come across as being rude, but you are actually the one that's being rude. Save up your money, wait till you can afford the commission, or look for an artist who's doing stuff for free or doesn't charge a whole lot of money. On the artist side, paywalling all of your commission slots. This is really annoying. I have artists that I want to commission, but they're paywalled on Patreon. You have to spend a certain amount of money every month for the privilege to be able to give them more money to commission them. We really don't like this, speaking for art clients. Sure, use Patreon. It's great. I use it here. It's a great way to supplement your income. You can reward people with early access and stickers and stuff like that, but don't make it the exclusive way to gain a commission slot from you. All right, number 3, from the clients, not paying for commissions. Just deciding after the fact that you really didn't want that commission or you really can't afford that commission and ghosting the artist. They have to leave that slot open while they're trying to contact you and trying to get paid, and it puts them in a bad situation and hurts their business. Don't be a douchey fur. Don't do this. From the artist side, failure to deliver the product that was paid for. I've got 2 different artists right now who've done this to me. Nays Pin Club and Bezaru. You basically stole my money. I understand things come up, health problems happen, problems with your house can happen, whatever. Life gets in the way, but reach out quickly if you're not going to be able to deliver on time and give refunds if necessary. Number 4, from the client side, asking for edits to artwork too late. After that initial line work sketch phase, asking for major edits is a huge pain in the butt to the artist. They may have to start over again. If they're doing digital art, they are layering stuff on top of each other after that initial sketch, and they're going to have to go back and redo all of that to make a major change. Look at the work in progress carefully and decide what changes you want, if any, at that point and have the artist do it. On the flip side, from the artist, being unwilling to make reasonable edits. You need to understand that some edits are going to be necessary. You're working with a client who may have a slightly different idea of what they want than you do. They're going to ask you to change some stuff. Be willing to do it within reason. Number 5, on the client side, is trying to get artwork or a fursuit commission without a ref sheet. This is so annoying. Most artists are not even going to work with you in this case. They don't want to try to figure out what you want based on a description of your character or based on an incomplete ref sheet that's only got 2 angle views and is missing a bunch of views that show markings and stuff like that the artist needs to complete the work. Have a good, solid ref sheet. Have at least 3 angles, and if you have complicated markings on your character, you're going to need 4 and maybe some close-ups of the markings. Alright, on the artist side, deviating from the ref sheet or from what the client asked you for, and then turning around and being annoyed when they ask for corrections. Use the ref sheet, pay attention to it carefully, reference other art you've done for them even, and communicate with the client. If you deviate from it, expect to have to go back and fix it. Alright, number 6. On the client side, violating the artist's terms of service. As a client, you should always read the terms of service. They will show you where they're posted. They'll have a link somewhere. You can go and read them and figure out what you're getting into. It is so rude and so obnoxious to violate the terms of service. And I'm going to tell you how I did once. Okay, on the artist side, on this one, having ridiculously strict terms of service that are unrealistic. Make sure your terms of service are pretty standard compared to what other people have, and they're not overly restrictive, or people are going to be more likely to violate it. Like my Telegram sticker maker, who only allows you to print 5 individual physical stickers of all of your Telegram stickers. That's it, in your whole lifetime, 5. This is the one situation where I did violate terms of service. I printed a bunch more. I give them out for free. I'm not making money on them. I'm basically giving a free advertisement to the artist. I don't get why they won't let me do it. So don't have obnoxiously over-restrictive terms of service, and people will be more likely to abide by them. Number 7, being overly critical. You should do your research before you commission somebody. You should look at their previous artwork. You should figure out what their style is. You should figure out what their level of skill is. If they're an up-and-coming artist who are still working on some of their skills and their art isn't, perfect, whatever that is yet, you should understand that getting into it. Don't go back and be overly critical to them when their art isn't as good as you wanted it to be. On the artist side, refusing to take reasonable criticism. Constructive criticism is only going to make you a better artist. Now, if people are rude, of course, ignore them. Don't listen to that. But if people are being polite and giving you stuff that in their opinion could help you as an artist, listen to that. Don't shut it off. You can always improve, and listening is a great tool to help you get there. All right, number 8 is a pretty minor one, but not tagging the artist when you post their art on social media. You just got this wonderful piece of art. You want to show it off. You want to put it out there on Blue Sky and Instagram and Fur Affinity and everywhere else you might be. Go ahead and tag that artist. You're basically exposing them to a broader group of people who may want to commission them in the future. It's basically just a polite thank you to the artist to go ahead and acknowledge what they did for you. On the flip side, from the artist, when somebody does tag you, please give it a thumbs up, give it a heart, give it a repost, whatever. Acknowledge the fact that you appreciate they tagged you. I always really love when the artist acknowledges that I tagged them. Okay, number 9, from the client perspective, not understanding your rights or lack thereof to the artwork. Unless you work it out in advance with the artist and pay extra, most likely, for full rights to the art, you don't really own the artwork. You basically commissioned a lifetime lease to use that artwork, but the artist is going to retain technical ownership of it. And they can do whatever they want with it pretty much. They can use it for advertising. They can sell prints of it. They have the right to do that. Again, it's all in the terms of service that I talked about earlier. I don't know why I'm pointing at the ceiling. As an artist, what you can do to piss off your clients in this regard is not asking permission to use potentially controversial or NSFW material in this manner. This can be really awkward for the client if all of a sudden they're getting all this exposure they didn't expect to their artwork that might have been something they wanted to kind of keep quiet. So reach out, communicate as an artist, and ask permission if you're going to use something like that. You have every right to, but the cool thing to do is to talk to the client about it first. All right, the last one from the client side is never leaving a tip for your artists. Now, you're not required. Tipping is optional, but in a lot of situations, it is polite and it's the right thing to do, especially when the artist undercharges and over-delivers. And from the artist side, being overly pushy about asking for tips or even demanding tips is really obnoxious. Understand that it's an optional thing. Not everybody's going to want to tip you. It kind of reminds me of what the fast food restaurants have been doing the last few years, where instead of actually paying their employees a living wage, they're guilt-tripping the customers into leaving tips instead. It just comes across as kind of obnoxious, and it's awkward from the perspective of a customer. All right, what do you think? Can you think of more things that artists can do to piss off clients and clients can do to piss off artists? I'm sure you can. Leave them down in the comments. Do you leave tips every time? Do you never leave tips? Let me know. And thank you as always to our awesome, amazing, incredibly generous patrons. Your generosity helps keep this channel going and getting better. And for that, we are eternally thankful. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Hope you had fun and maybe got some good information. We'll see you next time. Until then, be safe, be fuzzy, and stay awesome.